Hey everybody, so in the last video I showed you how to build the train, at least the body and the overall without any of the holes. In this video I want to show you how to start putting in those holes. And the first thing I want to note is that there are some holes that are very special, very unique. These that are going to be going into the side are threaded, which takes a special kind of hole, and if you only do a circle and then extrude that circle, you just end up with a smooth hole. I don't want that in this case. I want to be trying to be kind of fancy and have axles that thread in. So to do that, I'm going to use the actual hole tool. Before I do that, I want to be very specific about their location. So I'm going to start a sketch on this side, and I'm going to put points where, just in general right now, just kind of, you see they're all over the place. Now I'm going to dimension those points so they're in the perfect spot, exactly where I want them to be. So this height is 0.5. This height is also 0.5. This one is how far from our edge? 1 inch. And then it tells me how far they are apart from each other. Kind of a chain dimensioning style. And, oh, nope, it doesn't. It tells me how far it is all the way over to the edge. So that is 4.5. And because of how I have it, it's minus 1. I want to take away this 1. So in a total, this point is then 4.5 away from the edge. Alright, so I have those two holes. I'm going to finish my sketch. And I'm going to click on the hole tool. Again, it's a threaded tool. By default, you're probably looking at a screen somewhat like this. And this part here is a tapped hole, or one that's threaded on the inside. So I'm going to click on the tapped hole option. It selects the 2 points I have on there because they're the only 2 points I have. And it has the unified screw threads, the ANSI, and I have my size as 1/4 inch, and my designation is 1/4 inch and 20 UNZ. That's just the type of threads it is. I don't want to do full depth. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to adjust my depth on this side. My depth here is 0.875, 0.875. And this is telling you, well, how far do you want it to be threaded? I am going to do the same measurement. 0.875. So they are threaded or tapped all the way through. And then I'm going to hit OK. And if you zoom in, you can see, it's kind of weird to tell, but they are tapped or threaded. There are threads on the inside. That means that if I were to have a bolt, it would screw in there and it wouldn't be like a nail that I would hammer in. I would actually screw that bolt in. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'm going to skip that for right now because I want to show you about how to do the hole for the smokestack. So again, I'm going to put a hole. And let's come here. Alright, and if you'll notice, it doesn't want me to put a hole on that curved edge. So, what I'm first going to do is put an offset plane, tangent to my surface, and parallel to a plane. So I'm going to put it tangent to the cylinder, parallel to this plane down here. Now, for some reason, you end up having this plane down on the bottom. I do suggest just undoing that or deleting that work plane off on my browser and just trying it again. When you click on your cylinder, click somewhere on the top of your cylinder and you'll probably be okay. If you have an issue, you can always do an offset work plane of the one you make and slide it up. You could also do offset of this plane and just do the proper distance so it's sitting on top. Alright, now similar to how I did the side, I'm going to put points on this plane. I'm going to put it just in a general location right now, and then I'm going to dimension it. And where are my paper? There it is. So I'm looking at my other screen to try and find out what the dimensions are of that. So we are smack dab in the middle. So I need to put this in the middle, which would make it 1. And how far back am I? 0.875. Finish that sketch. Now I'm going to put a hole there. That's under the 3D model tab. Hole. And again, it sets that by default. It wants me to put it on that point. And that's awesome. That's where I want it to be. Now I'm going to change my diameter to 0.5. Oh, I need to change my size. I am not a tapped hole. Oh, that was the depth right there. My depth is 0.25. My diameter is 0.5. So there's my hole. I do want to do a legitimate hole. You'll notice you have a couple of options. You have a drill point that's flat and a drill point that's pointed. For the point of this class, they don't specify, so it doesn't really matter. With how I'm going to 3D print this, it's going to be flat on the bottom, so I'm going to drill point that is flat. So again, I have a 1/4 inch depth and a 1/2 inch diameter. And then hit OK. Boom. Hole right there. Now this work plane gets really obnoxious and it gets in my way, so I want to hide that. I'm going to right click, and I don't want to delete it because then everything I did on that work plane is gone. I'm going to uncheck visibility. Now I need 3 holes in the front. So I'm going to start a sketch on my front, and I'm going to put my points there. Boom, boom, boom. Just try to do random points, put them anywhere, because hopefully I don't want to end up with any constraints that are weird in there. And then I'm going to dimension each of the points. This one is 0.625 up. No, it's not. Sorry. 0.125. That looks better. This one is the same. This point to the wall is 0.375. From this one to this left wall is 1.625. This one's kind of hard to read. There's a lot of them kind of jumbled up down there on the bottom. Then I need this one. Its height. This is the 0.625. And it should be in the middle. Yep. All right. There are those 3 points. I'm going to finish this sketch, and I'm going to click on hole again. If you notice, it keeps the sizes, and again, it's assuming where I want to put them. Perfect. That is where I want to put them, but my diameter is different this time. It is 0.125. My depth is only 0.125 as well. There you go. That's for the cow catcher. The cow catcher plugs in to those 3 holes. Alright, now that is all of our holes. Keep in mind these 2 here are also on our other side, but I'm not going to show you how to do that because that would just make my video too long. And really it's the same as the other side, folks. You saw me do that one. If not, rewind. Make sure you like the video. But we can put points on there and then tap our holes. It's tapped because we have threaded holes, folks. Hope this was informative. Hope it helps out. Yeah, please like the video and please subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.